I'm gonna make sure this is working. You'll get a close-up of my face while that happens. Aha, it's working. Okay. So close. Well, hello. So I'm going to do a little intro for y'all that I will cut out later because I am recording. Okay, that's on. I'm recording this concert for folks that are incarcerated on Rikers Island right now. So this video, currently it is a live stream, but eventually it'll be a video. And I'm going to send it to someone who works on Rikers Island, and he's going to bring it in and show it for folks who are incarcerated there. Just going to change the view a little bit. Okay. So, thank you for being my studio audience. Is that what you are? Because I'm not gonna say this during the show since this is for folks who are incarcerated. So I won't be able to remind you, but do send a tip if you'd like to. I am accepting tips for this show, and you can do that via Venmo or PayPal. Venmo is just Zoe-Bookbinder. PayPal is paypal.me/Zoe Bookbinder. And I bet that someone who looks like they're me when they post, Sarah, will be posting some reminders, but I won't be able to say that again. Maybe I will at the very end, but the performance for folks incarcerated on Rikers Island starts right now. Hi, I'm Zoe Bookbinder, and if I were on tour this spring, as I was supposed to be, I would be visiting you physically, but since we are all under quarantine, I am home in my home studio, and I'm going to perform for you like this. This song is called Mirror. You are good at telling me how you think I ought to be, and I'm always telling you what you ought to do. Oh, you really thought it through. About the words we say about who can take up how much space and shame on you if you mess up. No apology will ever be enough. No second chance, the doors are shut. Maybe we can never measure up. Though these rules have a reason, we are all flawed humans. Though it's often hard to tell, we're all trying hard as hell. Now you've learned from the time have to learn many bridges I won't need to burn on people that I might demonize. Mistakes it I will criticize. I hope one day I will be wise. I will be wise. You are good at telling me how you think I ought to be, and I'm always telling you what you ought to do. Oh, we really thought it through. Thought it through. Thought it through. I wrote that song, Mirror, while I was thinking about the way that we have been taught in our society about right and wrong and how to deal with it deal with people when they've made a mistake. I think that our thinking about it is too black and white. We think of right and wrong, and it's just so much more nuanced and so much more complicated than that. And I don't really believe, I don't at all, I 100% do not believe in punitive justice. It doesn't work, it doesn't heal. It's just about vengeance, and it just perpetuates more violence and more harm. And I want us to move towards something that centers empathy and healing, something like restorative justice or transformative justice, something that gives a voice to everyone that was involved in an incident where harm was done, because everyone involved has a story to tell about it, and each perspective is important in deciding how to move forward and how to address the harm and how to heal the harm, including the person who caused the harm. That person also needs to be able to share why they caused it, what led them to cause it, so that it can be determined collectively how to reduce future harm. And I think one way that I see our communities enacting vengeance on people who've caused harm is by shunning them and ousting them from a community. And I don't think as communities we should be doing that. I think we should be working with people to address harm. But I do think that as individuals, sometimes it's a healthy idea to cut someone out who continues to cause harm despite attempts to address it. And this next song is called Haunted, and it's about someone like that. There were two versions of you, who I'd get, I never knew. Sometimes you were kind, but often I'd find the cold rejection left me hungry for affection. And shame on me to mention wanting attention. Anytime I stood my ground, you would pout and put me down. Instead of apologize, you would criticize. You said, should have known I wasn't wanted. You know I left you by those words I'm wanted. I should have known I wasn't wanted. touching me when I said no, it's not a game. When men behave the way he did that day, you're the first to throw stones, to talk breaking bones. Anytime I stood my ground, you would pout and put me down. Instead of apologize, you would criticize. You said I should have known I wasn't wanted, and though I left you by those words I wanted, I should have known I wasn't wanted. I should have known I wasn't wanted. I should have known I wasn't wanted. You said I should have known I wasn't wanted. So while I do think that sometimes cutting someone out of your life is a very healthy thing to do, it really hurts a lot when you're the person being cut out. Most especially if someone doesn't tell you why. That's a really nagging, awful feeling that'll follow you around for years. I have some experience with it. And so, because I know how awful and nagging that is, I do my best to at least offer to tell people why when I'm cutting them out. And this next song called What Have I Done is about someone who cut me out and didn't tell me why. What have I done? What have I done to make you run? What did I do? What did I do to hurt you? What did I say? What did I say that wasn't okay? What did I do to you? How did I offend in the end to make me lose my friend? Was it a felony? My failed hegemony, and it made me your enemy. You made me your enemy. What did I do to you? Does it even matter? Does it matter? We are all shattered. We've all been broken. We're all broken, and that goes unspoken. We're shards all together, sharp pieces all tethered, but when we bump into each other, we cut one another. What did I do to you? apologize. I hope you come around, but I can't let you bring me down. What have I done? What have I done to make you run? What did I do? What did I do to hurt you? What did I say? What did I say that wasn't okay? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? Well, this isn't my first time performing for incarcerated folks. The first time I ever performed for folks in prison was in 2010, 10 years ago. And it was at New Folsom Prison in California. And when I arrived, I thought it would be one interesting day, an interesting experience. I'd surely tell stories about it. And when I left the prison that day, after performing 3 concerts and having lots of conversations with folks inside the prison, I knew, I didn't know how yet, but I knew, I had a feeling that that was the most life-changing experience that I had had up until that point. And it sure was. And I went back to the prison a lot after over the next 5 years. And I collaborated with folks inside, and we wrote an album together. Some of the songs are written entirely by men that I worked with inside, and some were poems that I set to music, and some were raps that I was able to record over the phone. And that album is called Long Time Gone, and we're putting it out this year in June after a decade of me working on it. And I'm really excited. And the profits from the record sales will benefit communities that are impacted by mass incarceration. This next song is a song written by Ken Blackburn, who I met inside New Folsom Prison, and Ken is serving life without parole. He's 77 years old. There's a blue sky outside my window, and there's never a trace of rain. You've been gone so long this time, little girl. I think I'm over you all over again. Yes, I think I'm over you all over again. I no longer think of the loving you must be giving to some other man. aside from that I'm back to normal. Hell, I even stop crying out loud. Maybe someday you'll get tired of leaving. Maybe someday I'll be through with the pain. Till then, I'll just have to tell myself I think I'm over you all over again. Yes, I think I'm over you all over again. So it's really hot in New Orleans right now, and I've been seeing on social media people posting pictures of snow, which is so strange to see that my friends are in snow right now in other parts of this country, because it is very hot in New Orleans, and I sort of feel like when it's hot here, because it's so humid, it feels like you're just swimming in the swamp, just in it, in the swamp fog. So, everyone moves really slow and your brain works slower. It's kind of nice. I like it, and not everybody likes it, but I feel extremely relaxed today, and I think that my songs are slower than normal. Not sure. I want to try to play this song, if I can find the lyrics to it real quick. This might be it. Aha! It is! Okay. Great. This is a song from the same project, and I took 2 poems written by Nathan Jackson Brown, who I met inside New Folsom also. He's out in the world now, thriving and doing so great. And he wrote these 2 poems, and I turned them into this song, which is called Villain. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. Even you remain. Oh, no. I'm going to start that over again. I don't play this very often, so. Even you remain. Oh, no. Even you remain. Uh-oh. Even you remain. Tails locked inside. There we go. That's it. Okay. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. fresh start. I'm going to edit this out later. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. Even you remain, tails locked inside, intricate puzzles, tales of lost lives. You trap us in green grass, looks good. Sweating bodies running barefoot. Wild men you can keep, most of us will never leave, but you can't keep out the heat. There's more than one kind of release. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. Cool and constant, you put up a solid fight. I press my body against you to escape the heat of the night. Still and silent against my vicious blows, I remain grateful in your shadow. Though you are a comfort, I'd love to watch you fall. Gamblers are still betting, and you're still a concrete wall. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. You love to call me a villain. You're making a killing. So that was Nathan's song, and I'm going to sing a song that I wrote based on my experience of working in the prison and then continuing to know folks and work with folks after they got released, and just my witnessing of this system and its flaws, of which there are many. This song is called Rise. one should live inside a cage. I don't believe it keeps us safe. Darling, it's all about money. Nothing is too precious, honey. It's all about the money, honey. Rise, rise, rise. Laying bodies like bricks building spires. Somebody's building empires, leaving behind a trail of fire. From the ash rises a choir. Rises a choir. Rise, rise, rise. Muffled voices through the wall. High price paid for a phone call. We amplify as we multiply. So listen as the silence dies. Hear the choir rise. Rise, 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 rise. One of the things that I experienced and learned within my working in the prison and working with people who have been in prison is, for the most part, and it's not 100% true about everybody obviously, but for the most part, folks that end up in prison were in an unfortunate situation beforehand and for the most part didn't have the same opportunities that I've had, for instance, in my life. And that's not fair. That's not fair. And this next song is about privilege. It's called Possibilities. And, you know, after one show where I performed this song, a white man came up to me after the show and he said, "You made me feel really bad. Thank you." Which I thought was a cute response, but also it's not my intention. I don't think privilege is something that we need to feel shame about. It doesn't need to bring about bad feelings. For the most part, we can't help it. If it's race privilege or gender privilege, we can't help it. So that's not something we need to feel bad about. We didn't choose it. But what we can do is think of it as a responsibility. We obviously can't share whiteness and we can't share maleness. But what we can share is the things that we have access to because of those parts of our identity and the ways that we're perceived. And I invite anyone to think about that when they listen to this song. This is a very important part of the song. What if you've been told that you were strong, that you could play along, that you were born to play this game and you were born to win? What if you've been told you couldn't be wrong, that you would always belong? What if you've been told you could take what you need, that you were born to be free? Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. What if you've been told that you would go far? What if you've been told that you could play the guitar? What if you've been told that you could make money as if it could be made honestly? What if you've been told that you were smart, that everything you made was a work of art, that if you tried you would succeed, and everyone agreed? Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. What if you've been told your ideas should be heard, that your thoughts should be put into words, that everyone appreciates your advice because you were always right? What if when you turned on the TV you thought, hey, the heroes all look like me? What if you've been told and you believed you could be what you wanted to be? Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. I'm telling you now, if it's not too late, you deserve it all and you shouldn't have to wait. If someone tells you that you're unworthy, then turn around and leave. I'm telling you now, if it's not too late, you deserve it all and you shouldn't have to wait. If someone tells you that you're unworthy, then turn around and leave. Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. Ooh, no one knows the possibilities. Oh, the possibilities. While I was listening to that song, I was listening, actually that is sort of the experience of writing a song sometimes, is it's just happening in my head. And then I sort of just put it into the world. It's not like I wrote it, it's like it arrived. Not every song is like that. I can't remember about this song. Anyway, while I was writing this song, I was thinking particularly about male privilege and my experience of not having it. And navigating the music industry and the world of music as someone who's perceived as a woman. Because the music industry, even more so than other industries, is very male-dominated. And there's impacts to that. In the top Billboard 100 top Billboard charts, the representation of women is so low. And performers, some years it's really bad, and some years it's higher. Some years it's great. in terms of performers, but in terms of writers, who's writing the songs and then who's producing the songs, the numbers of women writing songs and producing songs is so, so, so low. And that's not just unfair. It's not just that the highest paying jobs in music aren't available to women. It's also that, music is culture, where we're creating our culture when we're creating art, when we're creating media, music and film and theater. These things are what create our culture, and so when it's male dominated, then it's a male dominated perspective. And I'm just going to give an example of a song that I used to really love until I really listened to it. I'm driving in my car, turn on the radio, I'm pulling you close, you just say no, you say you don't like it, girl, I know you're a liar. Oof. So that really perpetuates the idea that women either don't know what they want or they're lying and they're saying no when they really mean yes. And that song was written by a man, Bruce Springsteen, and I just sang his version, but it was made famous initially by the Pointer Sisters. So it was sung from a female perspective. And so they were saying, I say no, but I'm a liar. And that's really dangerous. That encourages the men who grow up listening to those lyrics to push past no when they hear it and to commit violence on the other gender. There are many genders. There's not just two. The other, but to be violent towards women and not respect their boundaries. So that's what happens when culture is male dominated, and we need to change it. And I've been treated that way many times in my life, as most people who are perceived as women have been. And at one point I was treated that way by someone that I was making music with. So it was sort of like this compounding of, the male domination in the music industry perpetuates this attitude in the world, and then this attitude in the world is now coming back at me within the music world and pushing me out of it. And I left music for a few years after that happened. And I didn't really realize it at the time that was what was going on. There were a lot of other impacts as well. But instead of going into detail about that, I'm just going to sing this song to you, which is called I'm Thinking About Becoming a Nun, which is what I was doing after that happened to me. From I am for hire for what you require. I'm thinking about becoming a nun. I don't like the story you're telling. So what if it's the only kind that is selling? You honor a tradition passed down through history, and you keep getting rich selling our humanity. So I'm thinking about becoming a nun. I'm tired of being defined. I'm feeling confined by your desires. I'll let you on fire. I am for hire for what you require. I'm thinking about becoming a nun. I'm going to play one more song. Thank you for listening to my songs, and I'm sorry that you are where you are, and if you've lost anyone to COVID or to anything else while you've been where you are, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm actually going to do 2 more songs. I changed my mind. This song is I wrote for my best friend who committed suicide just over 2 years ago. Her name is Sophia. Where are you now? Your body's gone. Where are your memories now? You're gone. And where is all the love you had for me? Now that your heart is gone. I once hold your hand, and then I want to hear your voice again. You taught me so many of the things that I can do, but you never taught me how to live without you. I keep wishing that I could kiss your hands and say goodbye. If you'd known how many tears we would cry, would you still have died? It hadn't quite been 7 years yet since that day in June when we met. Not long after I stepped into your home, I knew I'd spend the rest of time loving you. Where are you now? Your body's gone. Where are your memories now? You're gone. Where is all the love you had for me? Now that your heart is gone. Now I'm going to play a song that's much more lighthearted than that. And this is my last song, and thank you so much for watching. Ooh, wow, wow, wow. 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 I know you're not somebody's baby no more. Be mine, honey, it's you that I adore. Won't you invite me to darken your door? I'll take however long you want to love me for. So many years ago that I was cruel to you. Now you and I have been alone for a few. Isn't it time yet to try again? You have not left my mind one single day since then. I know you're not somebody's baby no more. Be mine, honey, it's you that I adore. Won't you invite me to darken your door? I'll take however long you want to love me for. Haven't you paid me back with all this waiting? What must I do to prove that I've been changing? I've never known a feeling so strong. I've never known my heart to ache so long. I know you're not somebody's baby no more. Be mine, honey, it's you that I adore. Won't you invite me to darken your door? I'll take however long you want to love me for. Ooh, 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 I know you're not somebody's baby no more. 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 Be mine, honey, it's you that I adore. That's where I'm going to cut the video. Thanks y'all for watching. That was me recording a concert that I'm going to send, and it will be played at Rikers Island for folks who are incarcerated there. And I thought, why not stream it for you too? I stream every Sunday at 3 p.m. starting today. This is the first one. So look for me here in all the places. Sundays at 3 p.m. And then I also do special private streams, which I think I'm going to turn into Zoom meetings because I want to be able to interact more with folks on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Oh, I'm not giving the time zone. I'm in New Orleans, that's Central Time. So Sundays, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Thursdays, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Noon, West Coast. I'm pointing as if I know where I am. I am a compass. Okay, so... La 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 la. What am I saying about that? Oh, my streams on Thursdays are for patrons only, and I take requests, and we chat, and not this last Thursday, but one before that, I got a call from my friend Spoon Jackson, who is incarcerated in California, and he was talking to everybody and recited some poems, and it was pretty magical. So yeah, some like pretty magical things happen on the Thursday streams. So you can become a patron for as little as $1. $1 per month. It's just ludicrous. And there are levels that include sales on my online store. I'm about to post a bunch of things on my online store today, actually. Good reminder. So I'll be doing that. What else am I saying about that? Yeah, become a patron if you want to join the Thursday stream that may become a Zoom meeting. I signed up for Zoom today, so I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. What can I say? And then Sunday, it's always going to look different a little bit. This set will be, slightly altered, but I'll be doing it for a different reason every time. Sometimes I'll be doing it with another person, and so there'll be 2 sets. I mean, obviously not here, but someone else will stream, and then I will stream, or vice versa. And sometimes it will be a benefit for something. Like last Sunday, it was a benefit for folks that are providing food for undocumented immigrant families. And at some point in the future, I'm going to do, in the near future, I haven't picked the Sunday yet, I'm going to do a benefit for the Bail Project, which is getting folks out of prison, because prison and jail, they're really dangerous places to be right now. The Bail Project particularly is getting people out of jail. Excuse me. In Louisiana, jails are called prisons, so just swapped that in my brain. Or said the correct term for where I am right now. Did I mention it's swampy hot here right now and that my brain is not working that well? Great. Thank you for watching. Join me on Patreon if you'd like to join the Thursday streams. Come back on Sunday at this same time. I'll be here doing this for some awesome cause that is sometimes paying my rent, but is often something else. Okay. I just said rent, but it's actually mortgage. I don't want to lie and say that I'm not privileged in that way. Okay. Old habit. Wow, my brain is like really foggy right now. I'm going to stop talking live on the internet because it seems like a pretty good idea. I love you. Bye.